Welcome back, AAHOA. We are at point 12 on this journey from point 1 through point 12 of the 12 points of fair franchising. It has been quite a journey as we have gone from point to point to point, sometimes faster, sometimes slower, but we have reached point 12 today, and we thank you for joining us on this journey. And so if you have not had an opportunity yet to look at points 1 through 11, please do so. They are highly educational. They are designed to give you the tools to talk to your franchisor, to be prepared to address any concerns with your franchise agreement. And we are so excited that we are now finally at the end point so that we can complete the series for your educational benefit. Before I jump into point number 12, let me remind you that you can go to the AAHOA website and print out the 12 points of fair franchising. In the 12 points, you will find not only an overview of each of the points, but also commentary, explanations, and other resources so that you can determine which points are the most critical for you. We also have prepared the AAHOA 12 points questionnaire. Now this I find to be an extremely valuable tool because it gives you specific questions that you can share with your attorney, that you can talk to your franchisors about, and find out what is really in that franchise agreement. You are in it for the long haul. As you know, most of your franchise agreements are running 15, 20 years long. And so you want to ensure you know every term in there that could impact that journey that you are taking with the franchisors. And if you have not already done so, I would strongly encourage you to please pick up your 12 points pin. Let's all wear these together to show uniformity and consistency in promoting the 12 points of fair franchising. It's one way that we can send a message that in the long term, for the sustainability of the franchise business model, that we care about fairness in the industry. This is to ensure that when you are looking at your children and your grandchildren, that the industry, that your businesses can continue into the next generations and that it can be a valuable resource for them as well. Let's now do a deep dive into point number 12, which is the sale of the franchise system hotel brands. And this is an important point because even though maybe your hotel or your hotel brand has not been part of a major sale in recent years, indeed, this can cover everything from a different property management system. It covers loyalty points programs. It covers how you're now going to be operated and at what level and standards will the new franchisor hold your hotel responsible. So in this point number 12, AAHOA recommends that if a franchisor sells one or more of its various hotel brands to another entity, the franchisor should promptly give notice of the sale to its existing franchisees and pledge to work with them and with the new franchisor owner to ensure the transition is as smooth as possible. And that's just fair. That just makes sense. But let's look at some of these details. To the extent possible, the prior franchisor should also continue to honor its guest loyalty or rewards programs for the guests that stayed at the hotels. It is only fair for the guests that have been loyal to that brand to continue to have those points being honored. Alternatively, there should also be a system where the guests could then have their loyalty programs or their loyalty points transferred to a brand new program so that the guests continue to be benefited. The new franchise owner who purchased the hotel should also strive to ensure that the transition is a smooth one. And let's talk about that. Among other things, the new franchisor owner should work closely with the existing FACs, Franchise Advisory Councils, to understand and ensure that each of the property owners is being treated fairly and has the necessary communications that are part of any of this transfer and sale. Alternatively, there should be a new FAC or Franchise Advisory Council that is then established to ensure that the concerns of the existing hotel owners are properly addressed. To the extent that a new franchise owner desires to change any system requirements or standards for the hotel brand, it should then work with the FACs to ensure that those are approved and that they work for the existing hotel owners. Alternatively, if the changes are too much or too drastic, the existing hotel owners should have the right to leave the system without penalty. So in the 12 points questionnaire, we have identified 2 key questions to ask your franchisor. Number 1, in the event of the sale of one or more of your hotel brands, do you commit to properly give notice of the sale to your existing franchisees and pledge to work with them and the new franchisor owners to ensure the transition is as smooth as possible? And 2, in the event of the purchase by you of one or more hotel brands of another franchisor, do you commit to ensuring the transition is a smooth one and work closely with the existing franchisee associations or FACs for the hotel brands? Or, if circumstances warrant, a newly created FAC to address all issues involving your purchase and ownership of the hotel brands? If you get answers to those questions, you will be much better prepared and able to plan in the event that the hotel brand that your hotel is currently operating under, to ensure that that is handled properly if there is a sale of that brand to a new or different franchisor. Let me turn now to a few experts who will also weigh in on the importance of this point number 12 with respect to the sale of the franchise system hotel brands.
Point 12 is a critical point in our 12 points of fair franchising. And mainly our owners and members of our association, they're investing significant amount of dollars into their properties. Point 12 really protects these owners. What it does is it requires our brand partners to disclose and share with franchisees when they are working on a sale of the brand to another parent company. So my family, our first new construction project was in 2004. About 4 to 5 months after opening, the brand sold to another parent company, and the parent company had other plans with the brand, and which is no issue at all. They have reserved the right to have other brands, and they actually did a very good job of navigating that. They had open dialogues with the members of the franchisee, and we were able to transition out of the new brand to another option, which we felt was more suitable for the market that we were in. So I've seen it go both ways, where I've seen some unfortunate situations where an individual had elected to switch brands. They went through a whole conversion, completed the PIP, and they spent north of $2 million to complete the PIP. And a few months after completing the PIP, it was announced that the brand that they had elected to move forward with was selling to a competing brand, which this owner had originally switched over from. So not only did this owner invest $2 million plus into his asset, he ended up having to merge back with the previous brand, which he was trying to transfer out of. Yeah, the 12 points of fair franchise, it's a game changer. It's a game changer for our industry, and it's been a long time coming. And contrary to many people's beliefs, it's not law. It's an educational primer. By being transparent and open, having open dialogue and communication with many of our brand partners, who few of them have been amazing. They've came back, they've stepped up, and they've agreed with the majority of our 12 points of fair franchising. It's a testament to the belief and trust that they have in AAHOA as an association.
So with that, AAHOA, we have finished the 12 points of fair franchising, the overview. Thank you for joining us on this journey from point 1 through point 12 as we have been striving to educate you on the importance of fair franchising in the industry. And this is all part of the continued efforts to strive for victory after victory in the battle for fair franchising. So we look forward to having you review these 12 points videos. Please feel free to contact the AAHOA office with any questions that you might have, any stories that you would like to share, and of course, any other ideas that you might want to share with us on possible educational opportunities that we can provide to you concerning fair franchising in the industry. Thank you, AAHOA, for your support as we have continued to strive for victory after victory in the battle for fair franchising.